Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are watching 13 Reasons Why. This is episode 3, season 2. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the first 2 episodes. So it's interesting. It actually is. It's fully gone to court now. Everybody's been subpoenaed. There's a judge, there's a juror. We're going to get a definitive answer to the case. And what's very interesting is Clay can now see Hannah and speak to her, not just see it like we seen in season 1 where he was visualizing her near the lockers and then we had a swift transition, it'd be back into present day. It's full on present day, sat in a room talking to him while scenarios are playing out. So obviously he's in a relationship with Sky right now, you know, they're talking, she's there, she's getting in his head, he's trying to listen to both conversations, he's zoning out, Sky's not feeling the best. She's come round to his house to have tea, she ended up feeling him up in front of his parents, he's getting a bit horny, they've gone upstairs, they tried to get it on, and then obviously, unlucky for Clay, he can't get it up. And she's started to get mad. She's felt insecure again, feeling that he doesn't love her. She said that, you know, tell me you love her. Tell me that you don't really care about Hannah anymore. Well, he couldn't do that. He told her he loved her, but he couldn't say anything about Hannah. Obviously, he still does care. Hannah was sat literally right there in the room, right next to him. And obviously, like, Sky, she doesn't know that. And she ended up storming out and gone home. Now, Clay's chased her. And when he's got to her house, she's hurt herself. She's harmed herself again. She's cut herself, it looks like. And she's been taken away in an ambulance. So that's sad to see. Hopefully she's all right. But again, Hannah was stood right there. So it's going to be interesting to see how Hannah plays a factor into this season, to be honest, as this character. Not a story. We know what that is. We wanted to win, to be honest. Information that came out in court with Tyler in episode 1, I thought went in Hannah's favour. The information that came out in the second episode with Courtney being interviewed again, I personally believe it went in Hannah's favour. You know, they was trying to manipulate it and say that Hannah was the lesbian. She was the one that instigated Courtney's kiss. She was the one that obviously invited her around, and Courtney doubled down on it. She told the truth. She said, no, I'm the lesbian. I'm the one that started it. Hannah was there helping me. And do you know what? Fair play to Courtney. You know, more of that, more of me liking you, pretty much, you know. Because like I said, season 1 wasn't a big fan. Season 2, she hadn't done anything wrong. She started off okay, to be honest. Again, we've seen that Jess, she's getting bullied. You know, now she's getting stuff put in the locker that's threatening her. She's had that doll put outside the house calling her a slut. You know, we've had Alex as well. He's received a note. Now, who's sending him? I don't know, mate. But someone's trying to keep someone quiet. Looks like Bryce may be in subpoena as well. He might have to testify. Zach, he's going. Zach's being friends with, obviously, Alex. He's using Bryce's lawyers. You know, Bryce is asking why he's chilling with Alex. It really is getting tangled between them all. You know, Zach's just trying to be the middle guy, be friendly kind of with everybody, but obviously Bryce, dodgy, mate. He actually is dodgy. And, you know, I think he's trying to obviously stay away as far as he can, but hopefully today is Jessica's episode. You know, I wanted to go in court, I wanted to stand up, I wanted to get the courage, I wanted to express what happened, and I want to see the chaos unfold. So thanks for checking out today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. If you do, please smash a like, really helps out the channel. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, let's jump into episode 3 of season 2 of 13 Reasons Why.
Still waiting for Hannah Baker.
Who?
Sky Miller. I'm here for Sky Miller.
Come back in the morning.
Look, will she be okay? Look, I need to know.
Go home. Come back.
Oh, he's turning around. Whoa, someone tried to run him off the road. That actually wasn't an accident. It wasn't like a Tony follow. It was like an attack.
5 o'clock in the morning. What the hell is going on?
Sky is my girlfriend. We haven't had sex, although we tried. She's in the hospital right now. I need a fucking car.
Harvard.
I just feel like boys get to define themselves. They get to choose their identity, and they can hide behind it.
Oh, this is all very frightening. But you'll do right by Hannah, as long as you tell the truth. You are not on trial. Don't forget that.
Yeah, Mom, I know.
I brought you flowers, which now seems like a little wrong. I don't know. Maybe I should have gotten you a stuff thing. This place is a stellar gift shop.
I have all of these feelings and I can't control them. Like, I'm a visitor in my own mind. And I know you want to save me from that. And I love you for it. But you can't. You can figure out your own shit and I will figure out mine.
This isn't fair.
We have to be done, Clay. I'm sorry.
Well, that was interesting, that, right? First of all, I don't mind Sky, to be honest. I think she's okay. But I felt over the first 2 episodes that their relationship was like, how do you say it? So, like, they got together and then they had no story to give them. So do you know what I mean? So at the end of season 1, they kind of like ventured out together, and then season 2 it started like with like Clay kind of moving on, but there's no real story there. And like the more times they're in the scenes together, the more it's just like it's just there because they're together, and it doesn't need to be. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. Now, like I said, that's nothing against Sky, but it's interesting that he's just gone and told his parents that they're together, and now he's gone to see her and they've broken up. Now it's, you know, how does Clay help deal with someone in a situation like that? She's saying that she never wants to kill herself, but every time she's kind of like distressed or whatever, she kind of wants to hurt herself. And like, from someone like Clay's perspective, he has no idea what she's saying. Like, in terms of like, he's never had those thoughts. He doesn't know how to deal with it. He doesn't know how to help it. He doesn't know how to cope with it. And she's saying, well, your mind's on Hannah. You know, you're not really on me all the time. You kind of zone out of conversation. It's best that I just deal with my shit and you just deal with yours. So you got to respect it. You know what I mean? It's tough. It's brutal. But I think for the show story, kind of, like, it probably makes sense for them to break up.
Welcome to the team.
Don't start with me, Ryan.
Hey.
He's called Ryan to go right.
I mean, I came out when I was 5. I didn't really have a choice. Guess I was just born fabulous. If you start driving a Subaru and wearing flannel, I will hold an intervention.
This is just a lot.
No, I get it. I know.
Someone ran me off the road last night. Someone in what looked like a black Range Rover.
Whoever it is, they're coming after all of us.
Was it a black Range Rover? It was old school though. It was old.
What if it's Zach?
Imagine.
Crazy.
Imagine.
He's been helping you with everything.
Yeah, then why is he still hanging around Bryce?
It's Bryce or someone protecting him. He doesn't want the truth to come out. You tell the truth, and they ask you about your friendship. If you tell them the real reason you stopped speaking to Hannah, then the truth is out. Jess.
You know, the truth doesn't always make things right. You should know that better than anyone.
Always make it right, no, but the truth is the truth, and like people can make their own minds up then. Do you know what I mean? Like once you get a fact being given to you, yeah, that's a fact. Now, obviously, they'd have to check that she's not lying, but obviously we do have tapes. Once she makes that comment, once she reveals herself to be the girl on the tape, then that tape will be able to play it, would be evidence in court, wouldn't it? You know what I'm saying? Like Clay's mum said that if that girl come forward, and then it's a different story. Now, again, it's interesting because I would want to take the person that if I knew somebody raped me, I would want to take them down. If I had evidence, I knew there was evidence. There's loads of stuff pointing to Bryce's downfall. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I know that she's embarrassed. I know she don't want to say it, but I think it's time. It is time. But also, are we going to throw just a random name in the hat? I keep saying that it's Tyler me that's doing this stuff. I like Tyler, actually. I actually like him. So, I mean, I'm just saying it just because I'm thinking about throwing a spanner in the works.
I love your hair.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, that's right. You have court today. Good luck. You'll be great.
What's going on? Who did this?
Who would believe a drunk slut? Someone's gunning for him, aren't they?
Don't you get tired of hiding, Marcus?
Innit? I absolutely hate Marcus,
You want
me.
to tell the truth sometimes?
Yeah, there's more than one truth.
No, I don't think there is.
All it takes is just one friend to get you through it.
Asshole.
Hey. If you're lucky, you find more than one.
Tyler, mate, getting a
Find
few
friends who
mates, a
see
little
through the
crew.
labels.
What if you're on the list?
I'll just wave my cane and cry. It works everywhere.
Anna was already labeled a slut. That list just made everything worse. The truth didn't matter. That's just what they do to girls at our school.
These photos were not admitted into evidence.
Take one photo and it defines you. And then it becomes your job to prove everyone wrong.
She's the girl in tape 9. Ask her. I know she is.
I can't ask her that, Olivia. It's not relevant.
Did you report these photos?
No.
So you're telling me that you expect the school to take action to protect you, but you don't tell them when an incident they're supposed to protect you from even occurs? Do you know who put your name and Hannah's name on the list?
Alex Standall.
And isn't it true that Alex Standall was your boyfriend and that Hannah was jealous of that?
No.
Never have I ever kissed my best friend.
Peck. There you go. Look at these two. Now it's their turn. They kind of like each other though, didn't they? Like, because they ended up getting together.
Our relationship
Cinema.
started heating up. Oh, shit.
What are you doing, crazy?
I thought she was off Wednesdays.
It's interesting seeing it all from the other perspectives, mate.
He didn't get what it would feel like for a girl.
Yeah, we're just, hanging out.
Actually, Hannah was pretty okay with it. Even though I chose a boy over my friendship with a girl.
So when did you two start?
I don't know. It's not that long ago. Like after we all hung out at her house that night, I guess.
Like trying to have sex with her now or something?
What? No. Why is that any of your business anyway? She like lost her shit at the snack bar. She's totally jealous, like obsessed.
Shut up, really?
Yeah.
Chatty shit there, innit?
A lot. She's hurt.
So you blame the hot or not list
That's
and
interesting.
the culture at Liberty, but isn't it true that it was Hannah's jealousy that ended your friendship?
No, it was the list.
Jessica, isn't it true that Hannah
Come on,
Baker
Jess.
was jealous and vindictive, and that is why your friendship ended?
No, she chats shit constantly here, honestly.
There's no other reason, is there?
There's no other reason.
I see. No further questions.
Yo, mate, that lawyer stresses me out, mate. Every single situation that she's in, I think she chats the most shit going. Like she tries to manipulate every situation, right? And if you go back and listen to all of her cases, yeah, she's assuming, she makes her own assumption of the scenario, and then she tries to push that narrative as if it was a fact. Do you know what I mean? Like, so what she was just doing there with Jess and Hannah, she was trying to manipulate her, saying it was Hannah this, Hannah that, Hannah that, Hannah that. She's the reason, this. No, it's not. No, it's not. Well, if it's not, then why is this happened? Why is that? You know, have you got any more evidence? And she tried to twist it and make it so that her opinion and her decision, she's drawn it. She's like, this is the reason I put that line in the sand, I'm sticking with it, and she's going with it. And to me, I just watch it and she's chat about it. Might be because we've seen season 1 and like we know more information. Do you know what I mean? Like, so to me, I don't need convincing because I already know. But like when I watch this, I just think that every single time she's chatting her ass out all the way through it, and I wouldn't believe none of it. But again, that might be because I know different information. Do you know what I mean? We've experienced and seen it. But I've got to say though, yeah, kind of disappointed with Alec saying that Hannah was kicking off and she's obsessed and she's well jealous because she didn't really do anything. She kind of asked us a standard question: when do you start dating? Oh yeah, about, you know, a couple of weeks after we started kissing, you know, at the house. Oh, well, what, like, are you proper into her now, like, wanting to sleep with her and stuff, or what? You know what I mean? That's probably a bit too far, that question, in terms of, like, you know, just asking straight away. But, like, that's not kicking off and stressing out or anything. You know, she wasn't, like, psycho and crazy the kind of way he made it out. And then, obviously, from that ripple, like, do you know what I mean? So, from that little lie that he's told there, it bounced to Jess, and then Jess said, should we then keep our distance until she's cool? And then that distance become non-friendship, become lonely, become bigger. Do you know what I mean?
I'll leave when Jess is done.
Did you really kiss Hannah?
Yeah, it was a friend thing.
A peck, man. It's not even a kiss. It didn't even count.
We've all been so focused on Hannah. Maybe we should be worried about you.
No, I'm fine.
I've listened to the tapes.
I don't blame you.
Jess, what can I do to help?
You can leave.
Guy Miller, I was here earlier.
She's been transferred.
Where?
Look, kid, I'm sorry. I can't tell you that. Only family.
Why do you assume that her family gives more of a shit about her than I do?
I don't assume that. The laws do.
I'm sorry about Sky.
No, you're not.
I am.
Every day it's something new with you. Something I didn't know. First it was the Tyler thing, and now you've kissed like half the school.
You're still not the guy to sit on his hands and wait for someone else to save the day.
What else can I do? I got his fucking confession, Hannah. I had to go to the hospital. Did we discuss that yet? The fact that I was shitting blood the next night? And all the lawyers heard it, and no one did a goddamn thing.
Mad that, innit? When you put it down on paper like that, it's fucking mental.
No DNA.
Don't let Bryce get away with it. You'll regret it for the rest of your life.
What are you proposing then? Come on, you can speak to him.
Look, Jessica's evidence.
Do you know what I mean? Like, what is she proposing there? She could speak to him. I want to know, could she touch objects? You know what I mean? Like, that phone on the table, could she put her hand on it? Could she move it? Can Clay feel her? Do you know what I mean? Like, I know it sounds ridiculous, mate, but, like, if that could happen, then I don't know. I still think that she knows loads of shit, Hannah. Like, she would know lots of info. She could just relate to Clay. So far, it seems like she's not done anything. Do you know what I mean? She's here, but how she benefited it. Do you know what I mean? We're on episode 3 now, and, like, she hasn't told Clay anything. She hasn't benefited the scenarios. She hasn't helped anybody that's been in court yet. Like, what has Hannah actually done? She's just been lingering. That's it. She's just an absolute linger. And she needs to start giving info because she's got it. She can speak and she can help.
Yesterday you wrote that my daughter is an exhibitionist with low self-esteem.
Olivia?
Let her speak. Well, it sounds like that exhibitionist had a rough go of it at Liberty High. It sounds like she could have used a friend. But that girl is not my daughter.
Do boys have it easier? I think so. I don't know.
My mom told me that you got called to testify for my school.
Fucking mom, I swear.
Why didn't you tell me?
Maybe I didn't want it announced to your new best friend.
Alex and I, we're not tight like that. I got your back.
No, I know that, man. Thank you.
I was hoping to do better, find a place where I can make a difference.
Can't go online, can't go home with them every night. We only have those kids for a few hours a day. Can't be everywhere.
What about the group? Can you talk to one of the other survivors?
God, Dad, I hate that word.
Like a breast cancer survivor, that's it. Sounds good, doesn't it? But that one, it doesn't sound good.
Well, my dad made me go after I told him about that night. And I told him I couldn't remember who did it.
I'm tired of staring at my closet, wondering what people are gonna think, wondering what I can wear that'll cover the most skin, what I can hide in.
That's pretty good, that. Nancy, I'll always love you. Sid, here's my question, right? In the US, it seems like it's just your standard normal clothes that you can wear. Like, whatever I've got on here, pair of joggers, t-shirt, yeah, I could go to school in that. But, like, here in the UK, you can't. Like, we all have a uniform. Now, some schools have, like, suits, proper suits. So you wear formal pants, you wear a shirt, a tie, and a blazer. And that is pretty standard for a UK uniform. My school, you know, we didn't have the blazers. We actually just had like a polo. So do you know what I mean? We all like dressed up in pants and polos, and you had different colours representing different years. And I think that having some sort of uniform helps with people, so to speak, because then the people who have money can't be looking any more posher and stusher and fancier than the people who don't. Then there's no distinctive that I'm upper class and you're lower. Everybody's on the same level. There's no, what should I wear today? Am I going to get bullied because I've got some second-hand clothes and this guy's got really good ones? You know, everybody's got the same thing. You've got a blazer, a polo, or a shirt, or a tie. And I personally, in my opinion, it's a good idea wearing whatever clothes you want. But one, they can get ruined and then you just wasted them. And two, I think that it eliminates the possibility of people being picked on for being higher and upper or lower class.
I went through the same bullshit.
Yeah?
Scapegoating, mob mentality.
Yeah. I should have fought back. Kind of hard to do when you have no power.
Who says you have no power? I'll fit into one of their boxes. They want to punish you, but don't let them.
Sorry I'm late, Dad.
That's all right.
Vista,
Oh, wait,
okay.
so you're chronically late. You'll get used to it.
He likes it. He thought he was dating a second ago. Mood swing in like 1 second.
Some are calling this lawsuit a witch hunt. It could turn a victim into a villain, a monster into a martyr.
I promise it won't affect the election. Dad, really.
This isn't about the election, son. It's about protecting you.
Gotta go.
Hot date?
That's funny.
Why is that funny?
Because I got dumped last month.
What kind of foolish woman will let you go? Foolish guy? That is one foolish guy.
Why the fuck would I know anything about how to find someone in the city?
I don't know, I mean...
Thought what? You'd ask your brown friend for help navigating the streets?
What? No. I mean, not entirely.
Trying to find someone called Sid.
Racist? I'm not. She doesn't know that I know, but if we find him, she'll have a witness, and she can report Bryce.
And then what, we just deliver him to Mrs. Baker so he can testify?
Yeah.
Are you sure you haven't seen him? He might have been wearing like a blue varsity jacket. He went to Liberty High School.
Wait, he was just here a day or two, a couple weeks ago. He had an incident with one of the girls. We asked him to leave.
Excuse me. We're looking for a friend of ours. Have you seen this guy? Excuse me. We're looking for a friend of ours.
Have you ever seen this kid here before?
Maybe.
Obviously.
$10 help you remember?
I think 20 would help me remember more.
Hey, you heard him, man. The jacket, where'd you get it?
Goodwill. What's it to you?
Don't fuck with me, man.
Okay, Tiny.
Who the fuck do you think you are? Tony. Waste my time and I will fucking end you. That's a fucking friend that belongs to, man. Jesus, that can't be him.
Justin. Wait, Justin! Oh, God damn it. Fuck.
Still got the same bag.
Jessica wants you back.
Fuck you.
No, she does. I just talked to her yesterday.
She fucking hates me, okay?
No, she doesn't. She wants you to come back.
Get in the car.
Get
Get
in
in.
my fucking car now!
Get in the car. Yo, I'm happy. I'm happy that Justin's back. Honestly, I actually am. So it's going to be interesting now. You know, he actually really did care for Jessica as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, he was saying last season, he'll do anything, you know. He thinks that you care about Bryce, you care about my family, you care about my friends. No, mate, Jessica's number one. That's what he was saying. Okay, he went through some ups and downs, and he went through some situations where Jess was being a bit of an arsehole here and there. She was, like, literally. Especially the time on the episode where he told her that she was raped. She wasn't treating him well, you know. He had to, well, he got kicked out of his house, so he left, didn't he? He went in with Alex. Then he went to find Jess, who'd been chilling with Bryce all day without telling him and not answering his phone. Then she was sitting on Bryce's lap. Do you know what I mean? Like, they had some ups and downs, but in the whole scheme of things, I actually do think he cares about her. And yes, he did have some involvement with the party stuff, which was bad, but I don't know, man. Like, that one's a tough one. But in terms of the context of his character, I think he's interesting, and I'm glad that he's not out of the show.
I'm Kevin Porter from Liberty High School.
Bryce's mom.
Well, I know who you are. I didn't realize you made house calls.
I would like to talk to you about your son and his interaction with girls at Liberty High School.
And I left a few messages at your house until your mom picked up and told me to stop calling. So, like, I hope I find you, and I won't call you back again.
Does your mom still live in the same place? I took some money from her boyfriend before I left. If he finds out I'm there, he'll kill me.
You were pretty drunk the other night.
Me and everyone else.
And you and Justin went into your
Jesus,
room.
Hannah, seriously? First Alex and now Justin? Look, I'm sorry, all right? I'm sorry that I'm making it work with Justin and you couldn't. It's not my fault, okay?
What are you...
Hannah, enough, all right? Can you just let me and Justin be happy?
Mad how things like escalate. I don't think Hannah did anything wrong. Timing was bad, though.
Boys mess with girls. Most kids, many kids your age in our area have cars. We want to show you that we trust you, Clay, to do the right thing, to be a grown-up, to make good choices.
You know what's interesting, right, is I found out the other day that in America, you don't have to have your car MOT'd or serviced. That's mad. So that means that you could buy a car, well, I'm assuming this means you could buy a car in 2010 and then do nothing to it. And it's 2022 now. You could be driving around with a headlight that's smashed, or you can have a bumper that's hanging off, or do you know what I mean? Or like a door that doesn't lock properly. You can still drive around with that. Where in the UK, every single year, you have to take it for an MOT. And if it fails, your car's not legal. You can't drive it on the road. So like, I've had a car fail MOT before because the windscreen wiper doesn't wipe enough water off the screen, or a dipped headlight. So like my headlights, when I turn the car on, don't shine bright enough on the road, and your car fails for that, and that means it's not the road legal until you pay for someone to fix it. Where like, obviously it makes sense now. I've seen loads of videos of like in the US, people driving around with like bumpers hanging off and like half the car smashed up. Over here, it's totally illegal.
Hey, what you guys doing?
Jesus. Get out! Working on a science project.
Can I help?
Get out!
And Hannah. She was a true friend.
When everything starts to heat, it's on.
We all want to be strong.
Oh, someone. Do you reckon that's the same person that tried to run Clay off the road? Okay. Oh, he's a joker. It's interesting. So I like that Justin's back in the show. You know, only two episodes absent, really. He seems like he's going to have an interesting storyline. To be honest, right, when you give people like a drug addiction or a drinking addiction, they sometimes produce the best type of acting, don't they? Because, you know, they've got to portray a certain character, a certain role, and they step it up like into a different level. So it's going to be exciting to see what we have in store for Justin. Now, obviously, we see here that Jessica's struggling. She still didn't confess, did she? She said that, I don't know. I do think that she's missing Justin. If he comes back, that they'll kind of try to rekindle what they had, and it might be beneficial for them both, to be honest. But it's going to be interesting to see how it works. Now, in terms of the story, I thought it was interesting that Hannah's mum decided to actually tell Jessica that she knew about the tapes. She thought it was going to be beneficial, but it still didn't work and still didn't help. Now, What is interesting to hear is that Jessica's dad did get told by Jess that she was raped, but she never revealed the name because she was saying that if she did say it was Bryce, they wouldn't believe her. And that's a tough one, isn't it? You know, like feeling that you could tell them that you was assaulted and that they would believe it, but then if you dropped in a name and somebody so like prestigious as Bryce Walker, that you wouldn't. Now, speaking of Bryce, a teacher, you know, Mr. Porter, he went to his house to speak to his mum. Again, you know, I wonder what he's trying to get out of that, because we also seen in today's episode that he was going for a job interview, it looked like, at a different school, looking like, you know, he thought that he could make a difference here at Liberty High, and then obviously all this chaos has gone on. He's lost a student, someone's nearly died, and he feels like he needs to just maybe move away. But this court case is still ongoing, isn't it? So it's going to be interesting to see obviously what he's got out of that conversation with his mum. But Bryce has definitely been subpoenaed as well. He has been brought, you know, summoned kind of to court, and it looks like tomorrow's episode is going to be Marcus again. You know, how's it going to affect him? And his dad's running for, I don't know, his dad running for mayor? I'm not too sure. He's going to Harvard as well. Will it affect his application if the truth comes out? Who knows? All I know is from the first 2 episodes anyway, from Tyler and from Courtney, that the information that they revealed didn't really impact their life in a negative way at all. So again, that could be a positive for Jess, you know, in terms of she's spoken today. She didn't tell the full truth, but maybe it's not affecting her life as bad as she thinks. And it could be a positive for Marcus as well. Who knows, you know. We've got lots to unfold, and yeah, I can't wait to find out. Okay, so that is going to wrap up today's episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Thanks so much for checking out the channel today. So here we see that Clay's broke up with Sky, hasn't it? Well, she's broke up with him, actually. You know, let's get it right. He did go to the hospital to see if she was okay, and she did say that he's got so much stuff going on. She's got stuff going on, and it's best if they didn't really be together anymore. She needs to deal with her stuff, and he needs to deal with her. He's come back later in the episode to the hospital, and she's been moved to either a new facility, a new place, new location. And the doctors obviously told Clay that, you know, not to worry. He's seen people in her situations before, and there's nothing that the boyfriend can do about it. You can't beat yourself up. It's just who they are. But just know that she's safe, she's on the right track, and she's getting the help that she needs. So I suppose that's okay for Clay. You know, it's helpful. You know, someone who's not really massively helpful is Hannah. You know, he can speak to her. She can pop up in situations. She knows information, and she's not really giving any good info, to be honest, in my personal opinion. I thought that she would utilise this being able to speak to him in a better way than they actually have. Now, I'm actually liking how the show's showing, you know, like scenes from last season, like that we've not seen, or like extensions of it, so to speak. So like last episode, we had the kissing between Courtney and obviously Hannah, and then we seen them stop kissing, and then we've seen a conversation that wasn't in the last season. You know, Hannah was like, yeah, you know, it's okay, and she's like, well, it's not okay, you know, it means more for me, and obviously pretty much insinuating that she was gay. And then she come over and she's, because I was going to say, mate, you know, if they've stopped kissing now and she's crying, how's Tyler got the picture? Because Tyler got the picture whilst he was in the act, and Hannah stopped and turned the flash the light on him. Do you know what I mean? So the kissing was happening when the picture got taken, when he found out it was Tyler. Where in this situation, they'd stopped kissing, she was crying, and I was thinking how they kissed again, but then Hannah started kissing as well to kind of make her feel like she was okay. And I liked that scene because it was one that we hadn't seen. Same again this episode, we had the relationship between you know, Hannah, Jessica and Alex, and it was back in one of the houses. Not too sure whose house it was, but Alex had his blonde hair, you know, different, back to season 1, and we had the conversations, you know, never had I ever kissed your best friend, and he kissed Hannah, and then Hannah kissed Jess, and then Jess kissed Alex, and it seemed to be where their spark obviously ignited. Later on in the episode, we seen it, you know, in season 1, we seen Hannah working and Jess coming, and then Alex, and we seen it from Hannah's perspective, but then we got it kind of from this side, from Jess's perspective, which I thought was good. It was interesting. And like, you know, I was disappointed with Alex in that situation there when he went to get popcorn. He had a conversation with Hannah, who I thought was not too bad in that conversation. She just asked, most of the questions was pretty much normal, and then he went in and he was acting like she was blowing up and she was going mad and she can't handle it, and you know, it's best if they stay away. I thought that was bad from Alex, but I actually don't mind Alex's character. I think he's all right. Again, he's another one with Zach, to me, that's never really pissed me off. He's just been there, he's been okay. Still don't know who's sending these letters and doing stuff to them. You know, we've had Clay getting this picture. We've had, obviously, who is it now? Jess being terrorized consistently. She's had SLUT wrote down. She's had stuff put in her locker. And now she's had something put on the wall. Alex has been given a letter as well. So I don't know who's doing this. I'm hoping it's going to be a character that is like predominantly in the show, an unexpected one. Been saying that it might be Tyler, but now I'm seeing Tyler getting a storyline with new friends. And seems like he's getting a female interest that he's kind of interested in. And he obviously is becoming friends with like her brother. I don't know what type of group these are, what they're into. You know, they seem a bit darker than Alex and you know, I mean darker than Tyler. I still want to know why Tyler had all the guns in his box last season. You know, is there going to be any reference to that? What's happened with them? Why has he got them? What actually happened with the weapon that he took? Is he just collecting them? Do you know what I mean? Those questions as well. We've still got to guess who shot Alex, because I firmly 100% don't believe it was Alex shooting himself, and what letter he's wrote and what did he mean in it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know we're on episode 3 now and we don't have to go on with the same story all the time, but that's another one. We've introduced an Alex story, an Alex letter, and we'd ignored it today's episode because we're going with Jess's story and Hannah's. And it's like, that's really good because we've got loads of avenues to go. If you go from today's episode, we've got the Alex one. You know, what did he mean by that letter? We've got the Baker one. You know, are they going to win the course? The case, we've got the Jess one. Is she going to reveal that Bryce actually, you know, raped her? We've got the Justin. Again, you know, what's going on with him? He's... is he going to step up and be a witness or what? You know, is he going to try and help the case, or is he just going to stay and hide in the shadows? There's like all these little storylines going on, as well as obviously the big case that excites me. You know, it's not always just bam, 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 one thing. It's a multiple little ones scattering, which piques my interest. You know, it piques it and it gets me engaged. So I can't wait, obviously, for the next episode. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed today's. If you did, please smash like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.